been told?
Just take on week 3.
Well, we're making some progress, but at the same time, we got a lot to do. Installation-wise, we'll probably hold off a little bit, just so we can do what we're doing fast and aggressively and well.
Did you have a timeline coming in that you wanted to stick to, or was it up in the air for that stuff?
There was about 5 days of installation that I thought we would work with to start with, and if we had to do not as much and slow down, that's what we did.
Who's been working into the linebackers right now? I know you're replacing a few guys from last year.
Well, there's a bunch of guys trying to earn their stripes, and every day we try a little different rotation, and I think it makes us very competitive. And with DP does a great job coaching those guys and evaluating them, and so every day there's a new group.
How do you feel like the competition is, specifically from the defense right now?
I think we have enough bodies to have competition. I don't know if we have great competition every day.
Is that something, so obviously you want to see more competition on the
Yes,
building?
no doubt.
Is it just because it's early in the spring type of a thing? They're just still trying to get their legs under them?
I think that's probably most of it, and then we'll see as we move forward.
Elijah, George, the guy, I know you didn't see him on offense, and he's transitioning over. Who's going to give an update on where he's at and kind of that transition? What do you see of him as a defensive player?
I think he can help us. I don't know how much yet, but it's good to have a big body like that. He's got some quickness to him, and like the rest of them, terminology, everything else has been different, but I think he's a guy who can help us. He's going to have a good summer and come back and do a great job during the summer on technique and fundamentals.
Any players stand out yet? Can you name any names yet of any guys that
really.
say no players?
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, just because
they're all learning, and I want to be fair to them.
A lot of coaches say, hey, I want to give a clean slate to everybody.
Yep.
But there's a few returning starters here. Is that a legitimate across-the-board clean slate?
Yep. You got to earn it. You got to earn it every day.
You have a guy that's kind of standing out as at least the emotional leader of the defensive side?
No. I would say no. I think, it's still a work in progress with leadership, and really, you rotate enough guys around there. It will take a while for us and for the team no one's playing extremely fast. No one is playing consistently. There's improvement, but it's not to our standards.
What's the toughest part of changing schemes, going from a 3-4 to a 4-3?
I don't know, because I've never had to do it. So I think always your terminology and those things are different, and that part of it, the learning, okay, what's a close call mean, what's a tight call mean, what's Deuce Tracy, what are you playing? All those things are part of a learning curve for them.
Do you want to translate what they know to this, or do you just tell everybody forget everything you know?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. And that way, for them and for us, again, you mentioned the clean slate. Everybody has that, and everybody had to start from square one.
Do you set any deadlines as to when you want to see these guys picking up this, or when you want to start kind of naming some starters or things like that?
Well, sometime in fall, fall camp, they're evaluated. They're going to be evaluated what they did in the summer. And if a guy's not doing what we think he should be doing, then he won't play.
Coach, I know they're not where you want them to be, but just raw talent. How do you feel about the actual raw talent that you can mold? How is that?
I think there's some guys in there who got length. I mentioned it, I think, the last time we talked. You got some guys who got good range on them. We've got some guys who run pretty fast, but all those things, it's still football. And, it's we can run 40s and all that kind of stuff through shuttle drills, but it's football. And playing the game football.
Hey Brady, at the end of the day, do you want to be a bend don't break defense or a shutdown defense? For years, Oregon had great offense here, and they've been able to give up a few yards and points, but they always scored people, and then had some great games defensively. Bend don't break is always the thing that sort of came to mind with this team.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
You know, you don't want to give up big plays. You know, the morale of your team absolutely goes downhill when that happens, but you know, we want to be a defense that will be explosive and will create, you know, negative plays. And when you create negative plays, you have a chance to get the offense behind the sticks. And so that's what we'd like to do.
And that's what that four-man front, maybe a little bit of autonomy for the D linemen.
Well, that's, you know, one gapping is a lot easier than two gapping.
Speak of the morale, what is the morale like right now?
I think they've been pretty good. They've come to work pretty well every day, in my opinion. I think Coach does a great job. Helfrich does a great job. I think the position groups, you know, and I'll speak defensively as much as anything, I think those guys do a good job getting the kids ready.
Coach, it's time for a couple more questions. So, explain to a Duck fan who's not familiar with the 4-3 how that's going to look different for them.
Well, instead of 3 down linemen, we'll have 4. We'll be a little bit more on edges than right down the middle of an offensive lineman. That's the best way to.
How do you explain it to the players in terms of that? It seems like it's just a more physical game. Less thinking.
Well, it can be. I mean, it can be, but you have to have enough tools in your toolbox to do some things that will keep an offense off balance. So that's part of the thinking. You know, you're going to bring 4 strong, 4 weak, 4 up the middle. You're going to change your coverages, you know, to help yourself. So, you know, all those kind of things are part of it.
Brady, when the Ducks were at their best defensively, they rotated Jerry Azzanaro. He rotated basically 8 9 D linemen, played 22, 23 guys in a game defensively. Is that what you want to get back to?
I'd love to do it. You know, coaching with Rocky for 6 years, that's the one thing I thought we did a great job with. And obviously, going to Ball State and Michigan as a head coach, that's what we did defensively.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.